Everyone, and a good afternoon if you're in other time zone. So I am Elise from NGC Ventures, and today we are very honored to have three panelists with us. We have Jehan Chu, who is the the founder and managing partner of Kinetic Capital based in Hong Kong. And we have Tony Gu, founding partner of NGC Ventures. And last but not least, Ryan Kim, who is the founder of Hash. So today, this panel is called the Investor Perspectives. So we're going to find out more about, what the investors are thinking about these days. And I'll be starting on some of the questions first that we have prepared. And then at the end of it, I'll invite all of you, founders to be able to ask questions. Do note that this time we'll not be able to allow you to share your screen. So do also note that we have a kind of time limit. So do keep your questions short and sweet, and then we'll be able to kind of get through the questions from everyone. Okay, so firstly, I would like to start the ball rolling with this question. So why not, because the two of you, I'm not sure if the founders have already, researched your background. So can we have a quick introduction of, what your fund is about and what could be like, some of the thesis. So we can start with Jehan first.
Sure, thanks. So Jehan Chu, I'm the founder of Kinetic. We are one of the earliest kind of blockchain investors in Asia, based in Hong Kong. We've been investing since around 2016. I've been investing since in Bitcoin since late 2013, and we're known as, I guess, somewhat of community leaders in terms of our involvement in Hong Kong. Having started the Ethereum meetup and a bunch of others. Thesis-wise, we've kind of gone through different phases, like everybody who is kind of that generation. We did a lot of, just kind of spraying and praying in the early days in the kind of 2016, 17 era. There were so many new ideas and so many things to learn. And investing was almost a way of learning about different projects. So I wouldn't say we had a thesis other than, hey, blockchain and crypto, and let's just see where this all goes. And then with the kind of downturn in 2018 and 19, we really focused in on an equity strategy, waiting a bit for token models to, kind of reveal what type of utility models and to see where token economics would really lead us. But all this while we were, investing across areas of both, even back then we were doing kind of DeFi. With projects like Melonport and OAX, which was a DEX aggregator, but also things like wallets and exchanges, as well as NFTs, even back in 2018 with Decentraland. But when we kind of turned more towards equity, our thesis at that point, which has really lasted from 2019 and through 2000, I would say through mid 2020, we were really looking at what we think of as an enterprise first growth strategy, where we have, and we still do really believe that the first 100 million users and customers of blockchain and crypto will come from institutions and enterprise rather than startups. And to give a definition, we think that institutions and enterprise equals things like Facebook, the Facebook's Diem, JP Morgan coin, China's DCEP digital currency, and this type of thing. Now, of course, in late 2020. 2021, we've started to see obviously a huge boom in kind of DeFi as well as NFTs. And while we never stopped investing in tokens, I would say that we kind of restarted, actively and aggressively investing in tokens. We still obviously prioritize a lot of fundamentals in projects like Render Protocol, which is a decentralized GPU processing network. And Human Protocol, which we're co-invested with Hashed, which is decentralized kind of AI training. At the same time, we're open to a lot of things that are rapidly developing. So I think at the end of the day, our thesis really is about innovation and exploration, and kind of just knowing that we don't really know everything, and trying to both aggressively and intelligently invest in the space.
Maybe I'll invite Tony to share about your fund first.
Oh, yeah, sure. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, hi guys. This is Tony from NGC Ventures. Yeah, we have been a long-time friend and partners with Longhash. Happy to be here for Filecoin Incubator program. NGC Ventures has been founded in end of 2017. From then to now, it's almost 4 years, right? It's 4 year cycle. So we have been experiencing the bull, bear, and bull again. Hopefully, we're not seeing bear soon. So across this cycle, right? I think we have a lot of investments from you name it, from layer 0 to layer 1 to layer 2, from DeFi, to a lot of stuff. I think in terms of thesis, I think it really depends. We have to run with the market because the market is changing so fast. So I think it's really we are struggling to study as well, right? We have to adapt to the market as well. But there's clear distinction between before and now. Is that I think in the from 2017 to 2018, a lot of investment in infrastructures because infrastructure is not ready. So a lot of investment go to there, right? Public chains, layer 1, layer 0. And we are more focused on blockchain business. So the crypto business as business is there. We are trying to capture the value from there, right? Which including exchanges, including wallets, including payment gateways, all these services to enable the crypto business. Nowadays, I think starting from last year, the thing has been changing. So we have been focused on how to use blockchain to do business, right? Properly, better, even better than existing business. That's why you see DeFi, right? That's where you see a lot of NFT art auction, this e-commerce gaming is all happening. So I think we're more focused on adoption for mass adoption if possible, and how we can use blockchain technology, right, to really compete with real world business, either it's being finance, entertainment, or maybe in the future, real world, business. I think that's where we are focusing right now. Yeah.
Thank you, Tony. Ryan, not to worry. Later because this is recorded, but we can chop off what you mentioned just now. So why don't we start from the beginning so we can all hear you loud and clear.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We started from 2016. That was my first time to invest in Ethereum, and we were just individual investor. But 2017 was a quite crazy year for Korean market. So we gathered a lot of high-profile people like entrepreneur, engineer, and conglomerates, and etc. So we invite them to introduce many good projects which want to make a presence in Korean market. The background is our background is entrepreneur and engineer. For myself, I founded my company. I sold my company to big data company. I worked there as a data scientist for 3 years. So I felt blockchain is very inevitable technology. So that's why I jumped into this blockchain space. We invested over 100 projects, mostly token, but after Ice Age, after 2018, like Jehan, we invested many equity, and we built a relationship with traditional companies in Korea, such as Naver, Kakao, Hanwha Insurance, and KB Group, which is the biggest bank in Korea, and also some game companies. So recently, we made an LP fund to engage with those traditional companies. So now the many crypto company we invest in can reach out to tech giants, especially in Korea. And we made a digital custody service with KB Group, which is the largest bank. So a lot of enterprise and institutional investors will come in. So we decide to make a starting point with KB Group. So that's that's the business's digital custody service. And we are also a venture partner of SoftBank Ventures Asia. So we are exchanging deals, and we are introducing our token deals and blockchain deals to SoftBank. And yeah, we are also very into DeFi space. Like we invested in Vega and Mirror, Anchor, and ClaySwap, and etc. BGX, and many DeFi projects. And also recently, NFT, definitely a crazy year. So we are looking for to invest many NFT platform, and also metaverse. We invested in the Sandbox and Axie Infinity and Mythical Games. We are very interested to game companies because Korean is quite strong for gaming sector. So we are incubating some gaming company as well. So yeah, and we are the biggest investor of Terra. So nowadays Terra is 5th biggest mainnet, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Polkadot, and yeah, I forgot the name, but 5th is Terra. So we are making many different type of application on top of Terra, and we are incubating them. And also Clayton, which is made by Kakao. So we are supporting 2 mainnet right now. Yeah, I'm happy to share more experience afterwards.
Yeah, thank you all of you for making an introduction by your fund. I'm so impressed that we have such a outstanding panel today, and all of you have been such veterans in the industry, so you have seen quite a lot. So I'm one hearing is that all of you have been investing to like DeFi and also NFT space, and then I also share with you the portfolio companies, the description prior to you joining the panel. So quite a few of them are across the different verticals. So maybe I think it's interesting to kind of hear about in the next few months, how would you see the investment trends changing? Is DeFi still going to be really hot, or you actually expect different verticals to be coming up? Yeah, so maybe we do like 3 minutes each person, just to get kind of give our portfolio companies a glimpse. Yeah, so can I start with Tony this time? Thank you.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I think, as I just said, right, the same for investment in the 4 years ago, and now it's kind of different. The blockchain technology enabling a lot of startups, right, to really compete with existing business, including I think banks, including games. So yeah, it's here to stay. It's here to stay. So it's not going to be a zero-sum game anymore, right? It's going to be really creating value. When you think about cross-border transfer, nowadays everyone using USDT, right? 4 years ago, no one used that, right? And given this another 4 years, I believe people are starting to use other banking services, right? Aside from transfer, right? Savings, wealth management, trading, which is what is happening right now, right? On blockchain. So it's going to be getting stronger and stronger. So DeFi is here to stay. Well, how about the other industries? I think gaming definitely, as Ryan said, the metaverse, right? The virtual world, reality. Well, this whole COVID thing, which basically a booster. The people are starting to realize what the virtual lifestyle could be, right? And blockchain just make it so real, right? And becoming a really tangible part of your life. Will that changing the human's life forever? I don't know. It might already be changing, right? And then now we're talking about Filecoin. It's also changing the fundamental infrastructure of storage. So the information will be stored and shared very differently compared to previous, because otherwise you still need to have Google, Facebook, Baidu, Naver in different countries, right, to index, organize, storage, access information, which might not be the case in the future, right? And yeah, social connection, communication, it's all built on Web3, and which has given people different user experiences. Faster, cheaper transaction, easier life. I'm not sure whether it's just easier life, but different life. You know, so the world is changing, and the incumbent, all these big companies, they are dominant in the world right now, but that might not be the case in the future, right? So whether they are going to adopt this, how are they going to compete, I don't know. But anyway, there's opportunity for startups, right? This is where we are here to grab for the value creation. I think that's a key theme. The smaller guys have a bigger chance from now on. Yeah.
Thank you, Tony. Can I now have Jehan? And Jehan, I'm so interested. It's more maybe a personal question. Like, given the bull market that's raging on now, and also maybe some people are fearing that there may be the market may cool down after a while. Is there like a preference for token deals versus equity deals? Yeah. So I would like you to comment on the both questions.
Yeah. Just to kind of talk about the token deals, and then please remind me if I forget to answer your question about bull and bear markets. The trends, I think that, DeFi, I think what, the key to everything is convergence. I think that, if you look at NFTs, they're converging with DeFi. If you look at security tokens, they're about to converge with security tokens and NFTs, which will also be DeFi. And so everything is starting to converge into itself, and it's going to kind of evolve into some kind of very seamless, seamless surface where value is just going to transfer, and the only real kind of gates are going to be like regulatory and perhaps kind of to some degree platforms. But even the platforms are becoming seamless with all the kind of interoperability. So, I think that's the real trend, right? If we think about like DeFi in particular, like I, still maintain that, crypto DeFi is interesting, and it's a great audition. But I think that the real kind of strength is going to be in DeFi on top of real assets and security tokens, simply because it's just a much larger capital base. It's, these latent assets who are begging to have their value released and liquidity released. So think of like, real estate and commodities and stocks and debt. All of these things can be tokenized, and DeFi applied to them. It's just around the corner. And so you're talking about trillions and trillions of dollars of assets versus 1 trillion or soon to be $2 trillion of total crypto market cap. So I think that the regulation that has been holding that back is going to clear soon, and I think that some of the technology is going to clear, and we'll have a lot more seamless. At the same time, like NFTs, I think are the perfect surface for real assets, and even now I'm talking to people about NFTs as security tokens, which can form asset bases for DeFi, so that you can tokenize a painting as a security token and then kind of use it as collateral for other things. That's where really start to see kind of seamless synergies of value transfer. And that's super exciting. So yeah, I don't think DeFi goes away. I just think that it expands, if anything. To your question about like the kind of bull market, yeah, for sure the bull market's going to end. That's if it didn't, it would just be called the market, an eventual cycle. And I think that I don't think it's going to end anytime soon, because I think that if you look around and talk to civilians who are not in crypto, they outnumber us, right? There are still so many people that are coming into the market, and NFT has just made it even more interesting and easy for retail to come in. Like NFTs are basically the first retail product, the first consumer product of the crypto universe. Like actually, Bitcoin is not really for retail, but NFTs are. And the number of people that have come in to crypto because of NFTs is like astounding. So, and you know this because if you go to Clubhouse, the number of NFT groups versus the number of Bitcoin groups is like much larger. Mm-hmm. So there's a zeitgeist and there's a kind of resonance for consumers about owning something discrete. And it's easier to own something discrete, like, a tokenized artwork than it is to own something like a tokenized, Bitcoin. So it's interesting. But I think that, we will continue to see the market grow. and I think it will shore up. So, you know, I'm still thinking that, you know, we're probably going to hit 100K Bitcoin, you know, probably by Q3. And even when the correction comes, I think it'll be a correction from, you know, 100 plus. It won't be a correction from a major correction from kind of 60 or 70 even, a little bit of bouncing around. But overall mindshare will continue to grow. And as far as equity versus token, it's not, I mean, it's not either or, obviously. I think that there are different types of risk reward scenarios, different type of theses. I mean, I would love to say that, you know, we're seed investors in BlockFi, like we invested in every single round of BlockFi, and that's been a massive winner for us. But it's not our biggest winner. I mean, like, you know, like Terra's been very good to us, like Mirror has been very good to us, like so many tokens have been very good to us. They're just different though. In a bear market, BlockFi will suffer, but it won't suffer as much as, you know, a token which has kind of seen 100x returns, literally, in the past, you know, I would say like 3 months. So it's just different horses for different courses.
Thank you, Jehan. I think that's really interesting. So now I'm going to have Ryan. So Ryan, Jehan mentioned a little bit about regulatory changes. So I would like to hear from you, you know, what you think could be preparation that our portfolio companies can do, you know, in terms of preparing with regulatory changes, whether it's in terms of like globally or in the context of Korea.
Yeah, so actually, a lot of the recently, you know, we met the chairman of Kakao, and he is really into NFT market. So I think other like popular companies today definitely very crazy about crypto thesis, and they really want to learn about how they can join to this party. So we are evangelizing how they can join, and also you know, we are setting up the entity to work with them. So, and like Jehan said, NFT is quite you know, useful for you know, providing like good like things and product to retail, because you know, it's just very feasible, and also they can hold something and share something for entertaining each other. So I think a lot of the Web2 companies, which is already successful, they think Bitcoin is just money or digital gold, but NFT, they can think this is kind of very good tool for expanding their business from just Web2 business to Web3. So yeah, that's the way we are evangelizing. And what's your next question?
It's about preparation for regulatory changes, whether it's
population of regulation change.
Yeah.
So the Korean regulation is getting changed. Like for example, next year they will add tax law. So everybody is consulting with tax firm right now, and also the exchanges are no, they have to meet the like certain security bar. So all the exchanges are setting up the new security solutions, but probably we are expecting just only 4 or 5 exchange will survive. And other than exchange like funds or the companies, the regulation is not that detailed yet. So we have to talk with regulators, and also we are very close to congressmen and like a government. So we are like evangelizing like a minister of startup department, like to make a like more friendly policy for blockchain companies. And also we are recommending them to buy Bitcoin with government reserve. Like this is quite crazy, but now there's a lot of the big size sovereign fund and like tax fund. They all are getting into Bitcoin companies like Canada or I think other some Euro the nation fund are getting joining to Bitcoin fund. So that's also one of the way to change the regulators and policymakers' mind to with exposing their asset to Bitcoin first, and after getting into the space, then they will learn more and more about blockchain space. Then they getting changing to a more friendly mindset. So that's our approach to change the regulators to change. Yeah.
I think that's good news, for our companies. Means that maybe more traditional investors are coming into the space, right, into blockchain space.